Hello everyone watching. Thank you so much for watching us from wherever you are watching us from. My beautiful name is Ronah and I am so excited to be your host of this newly made podcast. It's called the Campus Story Podcast and we are leaning on the different stories of the students and campuses that lean in the premises of the Makerere University Business School Mbarara campus specifically. And here we shall be talking about the successes, the journeys, the stories, the hurdles and the laughter all around and the rumor that is all included in the stories of the students that have attachment to Mubs Mbarara campus and Mbarara chapter most especially. Making it very unique today, we're going to talk about leadership. We're going to understand what is leadership, and we cannot understand leadership when we do not have one of those people that is in that kind of setting of leadership. Right now I'm so humbled to have the 19th guild president of Mubs Mbarara campus, His Excellency himself. I don't know, we should be sing the national anthem before we even greet you, because I am having His Excellency himself. His Excellency, thank you so much for being our first guest on the podcast, and I'm so humbled you honored our invitation.
It's a pleasure. Thank you, MC Ronah.
But Andrew, I don't know where we should even start from because I'm overwhelmed. You know, whatever, when you're with the big people, there is there is that kind of feel that you get. But let me compose myself properly so that we start. Andrew, you can say hello to all the people that are watching, all the students that are watching, all the people that are from Barara campus of MOOCs right now.
A very good afternoon to all the lovers of Mubs Mbarara campus. I'm very humbled and privileged to be here to talk about Mubs Mbarara campus.
Well,
Thank you.
that's lovely. So let's talk about Andrew. Who is Nsiimire Andrew? Like the Andrew that is from the backside of it, not the Andrew you're seeing right now. Who is Andrew? Andrew is born where? Who are the parents of Andrew? What is Andrew's birth position? How many children are you at home?
So, thank you. My name is Andrew Nsiimire, born and raised from Buchiro Kashari, it's Mbarara district. Yeah. Born,
Who are your parents?
my dad is Mr. Muhaire John, and my mom is Mrs. Annette Ninsima Muhaire.
And how many children are you at home?
8 of them, same dad, same
Same mom.
mom.
Wow, wow. That's a big family. That's a big family. And what's your birth position? Are you mwana wa kangahe?
I happen to be the fourth.
Wow. So how many girls? How many boys?
We got 3 girls and 5 boys.
Like, that's a big family, sir.
We are 5
That's a
boys.
very big family. But growing up in that kind of family where you're 8 children, did your parents have a good perspective about education? Like what was their take about education?
Yeah, they all liked education, and most especially our dad. He was very optimistic about education, encouraging us to go to school. And my mom too. They have always supported us to go to school, and some have finished, others are still schooling.
Yeah. So did your parents also have a chance of education, or it was moderately limited?
So my mom told me her highest level of education was senior two, and my dad is a
Taylor.
tailor.
Oh, okay. So where do you start from your education? Nursery, because usually in this kind of generation, we're in the Gen Zs, we start from nursery. Where did you start from your nursery?
I started from a nursery school called Good Hope Nursery and Primary School, baby class.
It's baby class. How was it like entering school at first?
I was very young and somehow arrogant at 3 years old. And I believe that's why I repeated baby class. I repeated baby class by the
Wait, His Excellency, you repeated baby class.
yeah, I
You
repeated
know,
baby
baby class is
class.
the class where we go and for singing, shading, and then the day is done and we're back home.
Yes.
But His Excellency, the big man himself.
Yes, writing in the sand, singing, sleeping. But I got the second
Last
last
position.
position. So unfortunate, and I repeated baby class. I had started with my sister, my big sister. So she left me there, and then
Let's talk about primary. Where did you go to for primary?
after nursery, I went to a school called Wizwera Standard School for P1.
Yes.
my dad decided to take me to town. And after that 1 year of P1, I became a town boy, running around.
Dad was
Again, he
like,
decided
if
go
you stay in
back,
town, you will not
go
become a
back to
good
the
man.
village. I went back to the village to a school called Rengoan Primary
Primary school.
School,
Oh,
where I studied from P2 up to P5. So when I reached in P6, he decided to take me back to town, back to Wizwera Standard School, where I did my P6 and P7. Yeah.
So, in that time of doing your primary and nursery, did you have any positions of leadership? Because now we are talking about His Excellency himself. Probably may have held other positions, probably from primary.
The position I held in primary, when I went back to Rengoan Primary School, they gave me a responsibility of handling the school property and library property. They called me the head monitor.
Head monitor.
Yeah.
So how was it being a head monitor in primary? Like how was the feeling of leadership in primary?
What I learned from that, I had to come back. I had to come to school very early every morning, and I was almost among the last people to leave school because my duty was to take care of the school property, library property, and all stuff.
Oh, okay. So we go now to secondary after P7. But like previously in P7, did we have any dream schools we wanted to go to for secondary? Did we have schools that we used to look at and be like, me as Andrew, I want to go to that school for secondary? Did you have any of those?
Yeah, I preferred a single seminary school.
Oh, like which one exactly?
I like St. Joseph's Vocational School.
St. Joseph's. And did we get an opportunity to go
No,
there?
I did find myself there.
Oh, so where did you go to?
I found myself in Nyawina, St. John's Nyawina for O-Level. Yeah.
That is why you completed from your O-Level.
Yeah, I did all the 4 years from there.
Wow. Did you have any positions of leadership there?
Wow. When I went for O-Level, I was a very small boy.
But you know, small boys back in the days used to be timekeepers. They couldn't even be a timekeeper.
I did their contesting.
You were very scared of
I
it.
was very small, always there in my not so common at school.
Okay. And then A-Level, where did we go to?
After finishing my O-Level from St. John's Nyawina, then I went for A-Level. I had gone back to Nyawina for A-Level, but after COVID, we studied 1 month by that. So when COVID came, I decided to change my combination and again change school.
Which combination did you have at the start?
I had mathematics, economics, and Swahili.
The moment you mentioned mathematics, what made you change from mathematics, economics, and Kiswahili to which combination did you change to?
I only removed mathematics and put history.
From neck to heck. What made you change from mathematics to history?
I think because naturally I liked arts, so I was the first to go that way.
The problem was mathematically originating. Like it was from the start. You and mathematics probably weren't friends.
Math would not be a very big problem because I had passed mathematics at O-Level.
Yeah.
But my passion was into history. I most liked history 3, that one, European history. Yeah.
Oh, okay. After getting done with A-Level, what was your dream campus? Because we shall not talk about the results of A-Level. That is more confidential. What was your dream campus?
My dream campus, Makerere University Business School.
Sure.
Yes.
Wow. So you already had the vision that you must.
I applied only and only to Mubs Mbarara. If they didn't admit I don't know what would have happened.
Wait, so like you did not even have to look at other universities. You specifically wanted Mubs. Why was it?
I did not apply anywhere else because my big brother told me Mubs was the giant in business and management education.
So you wanted a business related course?
Exactly.
Okay.
I had some vision of becoming a Kiswahili teacher. But
And what turned down the vision of becoming a Kiswahili teacher? Because by now would be speaking Swahili, unaenda unakaa unago.
I enjoyed Kiswahili because it's the subject I even passed more than others. Yeah, but that saga of the disparities between arts salaries and science salaries, I said, no,
You want to manage being a teacher?
I want to manage being a teacher. Because of all the salary disparities, that was what discouraged me.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you apply for for Mubs, and then you are accepted. How was the feel of it, of being accepted into Mubs? Like it is a dream come true. How was it for you?
Yes, it was a dream I had, and I liked BBA because my first choice was BBA, evening, second choice BBA, morning. Then I had to put maybe, I remember I also put procurement, yeah, and BSA. So after being admitted, it was a very big opportunity to learn.
Now you're no longer in the grounds of high school, primary, uniform and everything.
Yes.
Now you're at campus. Just draw me the picture of Andrew's first day at campus. Now we have come from Nyabwina, we are in Mbarara, and we are at campus. First draw me the picture of our first day being a fresher.
Now my first days at campus, I remember the very first days I came to look for where to reside. Yeah, those days it was late July, getting to early August. I came here at Mubs Mbarara to pick my provisional admission letter and look for where to reside. That was the day I met His Excellency in Twari area, the 17th Guild President. I met him around the corridors of Mubs Mbarara. I don't know how we found ourselves in stories of leadership, but he told me I am the guild and encouraged me that you only have to dream, pray and work for it.
Before we start dreaming, did you even have the idea of being a guild president? Because that is a very big step, going among the big numbers of people at campus and being like, me, I want to stand out and become a guild president. Did you even have that idea?
I did not have that idea, but I got it that very day.
So you downloaded the idea that moment when you met His Excellency Elia.
Yes.
So your first day you meet His Excellency Elia and you get the interest of becoming guild president. But every leadership starts with stages. Did you first be like, probably let me first become a GRC, chief fresher maybe, and within in from there so that probably you can have connections in the council and everywhere. Like, did you start up being a leader immediately, or you waited till your turn of becoming a guild president?
Now, I was very, very lucky. So when I decided to become a guild president, I had to go for leadership positions to see how things work and move and to create pathways. By the start, I started as an evening student. I did BBA evening.
Yes.
So I was like I contested and opposed to become a GRC BBA one evening. So I passed, became a GRC. That was year one.
Which year was it?
That was academic year 2023-2024.
You are young. We go. 2023-2024, you are the GRC BBA class evening.
Yeah. So when I came to year two, I also decided to before I came to year two, I thank the people I met in year one as leaders, the guild speakers by then, the cracks, the GRCs, the ministers. Those people mentored us, showed us pathways. By the way, it was that same year I also met a big man in the names of His Excellency Waswa Christopher. I cannot fail to mention this man in my journey. So it was a day he came with the team. I remember he came with the education minister by then. Yeah. And they came to visit us. They always pay visits to regional campuses.
Yes.
So as a young GRC, I was lucky to move around with them. I remember we took a picture and he told me words like, I am blessing the 19th Guild President.
So the moment you joined leadership and got the opportunity of meeting the big people that were in leadership by that time, people started seeing the potential in you already. Like, how many people came up to you and were like, I see it in you. You boy, you're fit to be a guild president.
Now, that came in year two. In year two, I also decided to position myself somewhere as a GRC now BBA day class. Yeah. So I was also lucky. The 18th Guild President appointed me as a Guild advisor. So that helped me to meet big people. I used to see how things are done with the Guild executive because I was a Guild advisor, so I would attend their meetings. I used to see how things are done in the Guild parliament because I was a GRC BBA2 day class. So in that academic year 2024-2025, I met very many people and positioned myself very well, ready for the big battle in 2025.
So now let's talk about how you come to become the guild president. How was it? Did you have a very big line of competition? Was it smooth for you? Did you get the support all the way from the top to the students? How was it for you as Andrew?
Now, on that same matter, I will start by appreciating my class, for they believed in me and fronted me as their guild presidential candidate. So meaning I didn't have competition from class, and my class happened to be the biggest in number by then. So that was also a blessing. I did not have competition from my class. We joined hands, got support from other members, and went for the race.
How many people were you on the same post?
For Mubs Mbarara, it's always two people.
Two people.
And being two people, you understand the stiffness of the competition.
So if you had to rate the energy of your competitor by the time of the elections on a scale of 1 to 10, like how stiff was the competition on the scale of 1 to 10?
The competition was very stiff, I can say, because
So it was a 10.
the competitor was
Very strong.
very strong.
Did you at some point feel like you're not going to make it and you're like, let me just pull out as Andrew and leave probably leadership? Or you are like, if I perish, I perish. I'm staying here.
Well, so at some point, competition would hit you and you feel like you are gone. But I never had somewhere like I felt let me surrender because it was a long-term dream. So I had to chase it by all means. Some would say, you will collapse, you are small. I said, let me go and collapse. So I was, let me go for this. If I get it, I will get it.
If I don't get it, I will not get it.
Yeah.
Wow.